No, Lord, you underestimated the people. You took a gamble and you lost.
Okay, we don't like this. Okay, well then we're going to do this, and that is just how it's going to be.
Evidence brought to light that there is a corrupt officer, or that that officer did shoot that kid on purpose.
I don't care how I look, I don't care how I sound, I don't care what the beat is. I just care the message gets across.
Hey everyone, this is the drummer with the Worldwide Resistance Network. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about the connection to the Ebola scare and how the government is using God to scare the people back into vaccination. Now, I don't know if this topic has been covered, especially by a Conspiracy Anonymous, but I'm going to do it anyways. I also have a little illustration here. It's not a script or anything. It's just a picture, and I'll show you. It's kind of confusing though. It's kind of how my mind works, but it's just to help me get the points across. So let's begin this. Okay, so first off, you gotta know some things, some quick, easy facts to remember, and they're obvious facts too. They're obvious facts. You can just see them, and I'll bring them up again when they matter. So facts. Measles is not heard of in America for decades. I mean, this thing was completely off the radar, completely off the map. Everything was good to go. Okay. The treatment for Ebola was readily available in America, but not in Africa. I mean, they had these little robots that could beam it out of the air. Okay. We have America is a very Christian country, especially Texas. You got gun-toting, yeehawing Americans believing their God-given rights and all this stuff. Now there's a mega church in Texas, which was against vaccinations. It was against vaccinations, and at this point of time, people are on the fence of vaccinations because the thing's getting up. Okay, so first we have the Ebola scare. Okay, that moves into vaccination fear from Anonymous, because we're getting all this stuff out there. I don't go Ebolas, they have dangerous things in them, which, you know, may be true, maybe not. I'm not going to say either way because I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I'm just showing you a connection, okay? So after we have the vaccination fear from Anonymous, we have the Ebola treatment in America. And I guess I could show you this now. Okay, so we have the Ebola, okay, and it moves in. We have megachurch Texas, we have Ebola, and it moves into vaccination, okay? Then it moves into the Ebola treatment in America, okay? So Ebola can't happen in America, and people are still scared about getting vaccinations. Oh no, don't get vaccinations. Don't get all this, okay? All of a sudden, measles pops out. Small little individual outbreaks in America. Okay, it's not a problem because people get vaccinated, right? It's just a little start. Okay, here's measles. It's popping up. Now at this point, people are still on the fence. Okay, they are. No, we should question this. We should question this. I know it's just a little outbreak over there. It won't affect me here. All these things are running through their thoughts. Okay, so now we get to the strategy. We get to the vax fear counter strategy in place by the government. Okay, and this is what their strategy consisted of. This is what they thought of first. Okay, America, Texas Christians. That's what they took into consider. Then they consider the megachurch that's against vaccinations. Now it's a very simple strategy what they put in place here, and that is to use God. Now it's very easy to see the remaining connections. From there, they now release measles into a megachurch that's already against vaccinations. Okay, and now I'm not saying this is true or not. Remember, I'm just saying this is what I'm putting together, because this is what I would do if I was in their position. If I was in the position of a government that had to scare their people into doing something, this is exactly what I would do. Okay, and you could use that to judge me or whatever. I'm just saying, if I was the bad guy, this is what I would be doing. Okay, so what they did with that strategy is they release it into the megachurch. Okay, and then it very simple comes down. Here's the Vaccination Fear Anonymous. It very simple, comes down to vaccination fear government. All they did was take that, and now that fear is theirs. The results? God wants you to vaccinate. Megachurch now for vaccines, and people are flocking to them because God wants you to get vaccinated. Yeah. Like I said, I know we've covered vaccinations a lot. I know we've covered Ebola and measles. But have we looked at the whole picture? How did they do it? Why did they do it? When you look at a country like America, and please, my American brothers and sisters, don't take offense, but there's a very twisted perception on Christianity there, and there's a very perception on who you should pledge your allegiance to, like my brother Conspiracy Anonymous was saying. There's very twisted perceptions, and this is the strategy I would use if I was in the government of America, a secret shadow government, and I had to scare people. I would release a disease into a mega church. Then you got to ask, why are these mega churches being even built? Then you got to ask yourself, how many other incidents are going to happen in the future that are going to center around the church, are going to center around God? So you have a balance, you have a division, you have a war going on inside. You have several wars. You have wars inside those wars. You have good versus bad. You have government versus non-government. You have government versus government. You have people versus people. We have all these wars, right? And it's so easy to get lost. It's so easy to confuse people. And that's when the false flags come in. And this is for my second topic on this first episode of Drummer's Rants. And this is responding also to Conspiracy Anonymous's false flags video. How many conspiracies do you think are set up to be exactly that? Conspiracies. How many things do you think they do on purpose just to get us thinking about that and to blind us from everything else? Why this is bringing this up? It's because 9/11 is almost way too obvious. If you look at the money, it was obviously a plan, all right? And obviously they got us thinking, especially all these years after. And we're continuously releasing information and people are continuously looking up on this thing. How much other things are happening behind the scenes right now that are even going to be worse than 9/11? But we're too busy because we're still mind-fucked on this first thing. Oh my God, how could they do that? How could our government that's made and put into place to protect us, how could they destroy us? That's what we're stuck on. In the meantime, they're planning a whole global destruction on a mass scale. Now, you can believe me or not. You can believe all of us at the Worldwide Resistance Network or not. You can choose to accept or not. But what we don't ask you to choose or not. We ask you to question. We ask you to get your mind going, to research and come to your own conclusions. Don't be blinded by anything, not even us. We're not here to make up your mind for you. We're not here to tell you yes this or no that. We're here to make you think. So think. And put your place in the government. Are these not things that you would do? Whether it's evil or not, it's a genius plan. Most evil plans often are. Because the most mind-blowing and the most evil plans always rely on deception of the people first. They always rely on counter-thinking. For example, they set something up so it's 3 steps ahead. 9/11. They set that up so we're still thinking about it and we're still going over the corners and we're still, oh fuck. That's how it works. They have a plan set up in place for when we find out their original plan. The goal is to not expose, the goal is to not spend as much time as possible on these things. We'll bring it up once and then go it off in the system, because that's exactly what they want us to do. They want us to dwell on these things. They want us to to just dwell on one thing. These simple things. These not simple because they're so massively destructive, and you just can't believe that the people that are meant to protect us are doing this. You just can't believe it. But look at the facts, people. The world cannot last with this many people on it. They know that too. The resources, everything. We have the technology now in place to have renewable energy to save this world, but it's too far in the plan. These people have already dedicated thousands of years to this. How would they stop now? Eventually we are going to have to turn and look at someone and give them our hopes. Sure, we can all unite and we can all stand outside. And this is like Connor is saying in his recent video. We can all do something, but they're not going to do anything about it if all our demands are mixed up. If they're going to take anything they can to use it as an excuse to not do what we need. So that's about it. I'm going to try to keep these short, 11 minutes. If you listen to this, thank you. I appreciate it. Hope to get your minds thinking a little bit. My name's Drummer. I'm with the Worldwide Resistance Network. And wishing you much love. Signing out.